everyone, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading. If you chose this Jumavati card, I hope I'm saying that right. And this reading is what are the next steps on your spiritual path. Please like this video if it resonates. Comment down below and let me know how it resonates. Subscribe to my channel if you have not yet and you would like to see similar content. And also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload future readings. And also, if you would like a personal and private reading, you can look in the description box down below. I do have an Etsy shop. And also you could email me if there's not a reading there that you would like, or if you have some specific requests. And let's just get into your reading. And for this card, I am going to read from the book because I feel like it has some important insights for the next steps on your spiritual path. And this is Goddess of Disappointment and Letting Go. You, my darling, have finally realized that all of the hardships and struggles you've faced were brought on your path for a very important reason. They've shaped you to be the person you are today. You have put together the dots on all the most difficult points on your journey and realized that it was all necessary to be here now. Jumavati has come to remind you to give thanks to the struggles you've faced. They have made you your highest self. So it looks like at this point you have an awareness, or at least this could be part of the next step on your journey, where you're going to understand why you've gone through what you've gone through, what everything was about. I just feel like it's going to all come together, where it says you're connecting the dots, and I feel like it's coming all to fruition in one particular thing. Like you're going to see the bigger picture of how all the pieces fit together. So it's like you've been doing a jigsaw puzzle with your difficulties, challenges, struggles, and you're finally going to get that bigger picture and have all the pieces put together in that jigsaw puzzle and see the purpose in your pain. And that doesn't even necessarily mean you'll be thankful for every single thing you've gone through. Oh, I'm so happy I've gone through pain. But I feel like you're going to understand at least the big reason why, the main theme. And you're at least going to be thankful and grateful to where it's brought you, where you are on your journey now, how those things fit into the bigger picture. And yeah, so let's get into the rest of your cards. So we have the Seven of Emotions, and that is the Seven of Cups. Then we have the Three of Emotions, which is the Three of Cups. Then the Ten of Inspiration, which is the Ten of Wands. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. I choose love no matter what. And interestingly, this says Spirit has your back, and this is Spirit has your back Oracle deck. Next we have card number 51, Sync with the Moon. Then we have card number 29, The World. And we have card number 23, Romance. Romance is a sacred power. Let it come to me this hour. All right, so here, the next steps on your spiritual path. I do, like with the Holy Spirit and romance, I feel like the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is the holy breath. The holy breath, the Holy Spirit, a cat's coming in frame, but the it's going to be romancing you. Like, the Holy Spirit is going to draw you closer to the divine, is going to show you things and express love to you. I feel like you may receive gifts from other people, spiritual downloads. You're going to get signs and synchronicities that tell you how much the Holy Spirit loves you. And I feel like this love is going to be very encouraging for you. So the Holy Spirit is going to be romancing you. In part, this can be through people, but you could also see, I want to say birds, you could see fish that are significant to you. You could get the best place, parking spot. You could get, little gifts, like you find some money on the ground, or someone pays for your coffee in the Starbucks line. Just little different things. And I would say to watch for this. And as you see these things occurring, and get these little messages. Also, you could get affirmations, a little note, or you happen to see something you highlighted in a book and it's going to really speak to your soul. And I feel like, all these little occurrences are the Holy Spirit romancing you, drawing you closer. And in the Christian tradition, the Holy Spirit actually lives within you. And I feel you're getting a greater outpouring of the Holy Spirit. And also the Holy Spirit imbues a person with gifts, like spiritual gifts. So I feel like you're going to be discovering and growing within your spiritual gifts. And there's 7 gifts of the Spirit, and I don't recall all of them, but they are faith, like prophecy, words of knowledge, words of wisdom, like the ability to give, being a giver, like generosity. There's several others. I would look up the 7 gifts of the Spirit. And the interesting thing is you have the 7 emotions here. So in those 7 cups, there's all different things. So I feel like you're going to be exploring the gifts that have been imbued to you from the Holy Spirit. And it's interesting because there's 7 of them. So I feel like this is going to be a prosperous time because we do have the goldfish. So there is spiritual prosperity that you have, and you're going to be discovering. And with the 3 of Cups, that is, you could be potentially connecting with a community. This could be connecting with a community, like a meditation group or some kind of a spiritual community, whether it's online or in person. Of people that resonate and will be supportive on your spiritual path. And also these are people you can support. And I feel like you're going to have a strong group of spiritual support. This could also mean that you will be connecting with your guides. And have a stronger relationship with them and be able to sense, feel their presence, maybe even see them, depending on your specific psychic abilities. Like if you're clairvoyant, maybe you'll see them, smell them, be able to feel their presence physically or emotionally. I definitely feel on the clairsentient level of the psychic feeling that you're going to be able to sense their presence. And with the 10 of inspiration, I feel like your burdens, and because you have the 7 and the 3, which is also a 10, and the 10 of inspiration, it's like your burdens are being lessened. You will have others carrying your burdens, or there will be some other kind of, you could bring experts in, like to help handle your finances. Maybe you'll have more babysitters or daycare. You could have, like if you're moving, you could have people helping you move. There are just going to be others and other things carrying the weight for you. Also, this could be, say, a program of technology that can like send you reminders or take care of your appointments, or do something like that. It's like you're going to be getting assistance with your burden. So I feel the burden for you is going to be lightened. And I feel like this is also part of the romancing that the Holy Spirit is doing with you. And with this, I choose love no matter what. And you have romance. I feel like you're going to be feeling love more. You're going to be connecting with your heart space more. Also, you have sync with the moon, and she's touching her heart space. So I feel like you're going to be really in touch with your heart space. Also, potentially doing loving kindness meditations. Or with this, that gift of generosity does stand out to me. So you may volunteer or be donating or signing petitions or somehow giving, excuse me, and donating your time, your energy, your prayer, your thoughts, your intentions toward the good of others, the good of animals, the good of the earth. And this love you're giving, you're going to experience that more in your heart space. And I do feel like you're making this decision to live your life from a space of love. Like you're going to put love into whatever you do. You're going to put love within yourself. You're going to put love into your work. You're going to put love into your colleagues, your children, your spiritual work, your spiritual life. You're going to operate from a space of love next in your spiritual life, if you have not already done so. So you're definitely going to be like, feel filled with this love. It's like as you're giving this love out, it like pours back into you and you're refilled. And you're going to be in a space, even if you weren't before, maybe you had an empty cup before, maybe you were burned out, but your cup is going to be full and your cup is overflowing with love and that spiritual support and that ability to have that pour out onto others, have that pour out into your environment. So your aura and everything are going to be radiating with love on your spiritual path here next. And then we have sync with the moon. So I feel like moon ritual is going to be important to you next on your spiritual path. This could indicate like doing spell work, getting involved in witchcraft or something to that effect. And if not that, it would just be like setting your intentions, releasing on moons, maybe doing moon meditations, moon yoga, drinking moon water, getting out into the energy of the moon during the different moon phases, learning about the lunar cycles. Also, if you're a feminine and you have a period, like taking care of yourself based on where you are in your cycle may be important to your spiritual life, and just really paying attention to the cycles of your body, the cycles of the moon specifically, the looking at the astrology, looking at the energies that are present and working with those energies to make any manifestations or intentions that you have more power to them. And so I feel like you're going to be working with the energies that are occurring around you, which are going to make manifestations much easier of any goals, any aspirations, any personal goals. Like when I say personal compared to outward, like if you like have experienced fears, like overcoming those, or if you have anxiety, like coming to more of a place of peace, those kinds of things. And next we have the card number 29. So 29 could be significant, and that's also an 11, and which 11 is a spiritual portal. And you also have two tens here with the 7 and 3 is 10, and the 10 of inspiration, which are completing a cycle and moving into the 11, a new portal. So I feel like a new spiritual portal is opening up for you. And as you see, this person is looking at the earth from a different vantage point. It's like the earth is kind of the moon here from their perspective. And so I feel like you're going to be able to look at yourself and your life from a different perspective. You're going to be able to, see the world through a new lens, a lens of love, a lens of wisdom. This person is older, has gray hair, they've learned lessons, they've gained wisdom. I mean, and you may not be an older person, but whether you are or not, it's like you're standing in this place of wisdom to be able to see things from a new perspective. Africa could be important. I do see Africa here. I mean, there's just also Europe and the Middle East, which could be important. And we do have the lotus flower. So I feel like you're blossoming and blooming, like you've made it through the mud, since the lotus grows in the mud, and you're blooming and you're expanding your spiritual wings. I'm not saying you're dying, you're just expanding your wings. And with the lotus, that's for the crown chakra. So that definitely is connecting with the divine. So there is a greater divine connection for you in the next phase, in the next steps of your spiritual walk, in your spiritual journey. You have a rose here, and the rose also is indicated with the heart chakra. So if you're not allergic, rose incense, working, even like surrounding yourself with roses may be important, or may improve your spiritual connections. So we have a 5 here with the 2 and the 3, and then we have a 6 here with the 5 and the 1. We do have a lot of water energy, so you could be a water sign. but I feel emotions are going to be significant in the next steps on your spiritual path. Getting in touch with your emotions, giving your emotions a space to be felt, to be heard, to be known, not to be judged, but to be embraced. You could be getting into Reiki healing or like receiving Reiki healing. And that may be something good for you to do. Like receiving Reiki healing with these hands. What mudra is that? She's doing a mudra too. So mudras might be significant, and I believe this is the mudra. That's generally a mudra you do when you're meditating. And let's see if there's anything else. Okay, there's something else. There's a covering over their head. She's wearing a covering, and she's wearing a covering over her head. And the covering over the head is a symbol of humility and also submission to a greater authority. So you may be releasing, because there was letting go, you may be releasing a lot from your mind and submitting to love here, submitting to the spirit, like as in allowing a spiritual flow. So I feel like you're getting more into a spiritual flow, a space of humility. And also the covering is a place of protection. So you are under spiritual protection. So your hair could be actually significant when it comes and has some relation to your spirituality. And this reminds me of the story of Samson and Delilah. With Samson, his power was in his hair. And when his hair was cut, he lost his power. And so I just feel like your hair might be significant here, or the covering of your head. For some of you. Or maybe that's part of your spiritual practice to not cut your hair or to cover your hair. But this is also indicating your mind and the crown chakra once again. And connecting to your crown chakra, maybe doing crown chakra clearings. So that is about all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope that inspired you and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Namaste. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose this card, Brahma. And this reading is what are the next steps on your spiritual path? And please like this if it resonates. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content like this. Click the notification bell to see my future uploads so you'll be notified. Comment below if there's a future reading you'd like to see, or to let me know how this resonates. And if you would like a personal and private reading, I do have an Etsy shop. You can take a look at that link in the description box. And if there's anything specific that you're looking for, you can send me an email. And now let's just get into your reading. I am going to read from the book for this card to get more insight. So this is Brahma, God of Creation. It is time to create. Brahma, the creator of the universe and all beings, has come to you with the message that now is the time to bring the idea to fruition, that idea to fruition. What is that idea you've been sitting on but haven't taken action? Now is time to plant that seed into the earth and water it with your intention so it sprouts to life, benefiting all those around you. Brahma's rosary symbolizes the time cycle through which the world moves from creation to sustenance, from sustenance to dissolution, and from dissolution to new creation. Which cycle are you on? So that's what it says. Which cycle are you on? But I feel like you're on at the beginning of the cycle of creation. You could also be in the stage of watering that creation, feeding it, nurturing it into being. We have a pearl here in this card. And this makes me think the pearl of great price. And with the pearl of great price, the person sold everything they had in order to get this pearl. So I feel like this is asking you, what do you value? To reevaluate and reassess your values, your priorities, what you give your time and your attention to, what you put your energy into, what and who you put your energy into. So I feel like this is a time of creation and also evaluating what are your priorities, what are your values, what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want. What is it that you actually want in your life? So we have the Page of Pentacles. And there's that seed that was talking about. So you have this seed and you're ready to plant this seed, to take that action, to create what you want to create in your life. And I feel like you have the resources to do this, the resource of time, energy, whatever you need to get what you really want and what you really value in this life and in your spiritual world. We have the Magician. You have what you need. You have the resources. The Magician is resourceful and has everything they need. They also work with all the elements. So you have all the elements you need for your recipe. And now is the time to put it together. Take those elements that you have and make that magic, because you are the Magician. And it's time. It's time. That is Aries energy. So it is this time to take action on your dreams. Take action on what you value. This may also be a person, to take action toward a person. And the Ten of Cups, happiness, the fulfillment. What makes you happy? Happy. What will make you feel emotionally fulfilled? Here there's a family. Maybe this has to do with starting a family, starting a relationship, moving in that direction. But whatever will give you that sense of emotional fulfillment, I feel like that's next within your creation. It's time to nurture, nourish, water, and plant those seeds and get clear on what you value, what your intentions are, because you have the resources to create what you want. The Page of Pentacles is also about learning. So there may be an aspect of learning, or going to school, or taking a course, or going on a spiritual retreat so you can learn and discover these things. Maybe these are things that you need to still discover yet, at least some of them, or actually reevaluate. Especially if you've come to a place in your life where you felt stagnant, or maybe you have reached a goal and you've celebrated it, and it's like time for the next thing. And so it is time. Next, we have charity. And charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. So it's with charity, prayer and contemplation, yes. As well as taking action. And part of your action is this prayer and contemplation of whether you're a praying person or not, but getting into that space of asking those questions. Usually prayer is a conversation with the divine. So you may be having a conversation with whatever divine presence you believe in, your spirit guides, your higher self. But there is a time you're connecting with your Akashic records. You are potentially considering what cause you want to give to, what you want to put your resources into, what cups you want to fill. What are your 10 cups here? What does that mean for you? And what actions do you want to take? What do you want to give to it? Setting your intentions, praying over, and blessing those things in your life that are a priority, like doing a blessing over it, whether it's just speaking the words of blessing, using crystals, using essences, essential oils, things like that, to really bless yourself, bless your resources, bless those things within your life that are important to you. Next, we have the presence of love will always cast out fear. So love and hate are not the opposite. Love and hate are in the same continuum. They come from great passion and care about something. And I think that, and fear actually they would say, I think apathy is the opposite of love rather than fear. Apathy is nothing, not caring. And when you feel like you're being taken care of, when you're in the space of love and you feel protected, that will cast out fear. And I feel like it's time to evaluate and look at those things that you love, that you feel passionate about, that make you feel happy, that give you, that inspire you to become a better person, that inspire you to action, that you're willing to invest in, willing to sacrifice for. And when I say sacrifice, like when we give our time to something, we're sacrificing that time that we could have given to something else. And we want to be sure that what we're, sacrificing that time to is something of value to us, something that matters to us. And I think that's something that you're looking at. And you have love here and you have charity here. And charity is love that gives. Not just love that feels love. It's love that gives. So I feel like you're tapping in to what you love within yourself. And you're coming from that place and giving into those things, into those people that you love, that you value, that matter to you. Because you have everything you need to get this 10 of Cups, this emotional fulfillment, this spiritual fulfillment. I feel like you're giving into a greater purpose in your next steps in life, or what you feel is a greater purpose. Something that is bigger than your own life. It's like whatever you're going to be giving into, there's going to be something that's bigger than your own life in solitude. It's going to be something that is benefiting, even if you're investing into you, if that's what you see, like into your education or into your spiritual well-being, into your practices. I feel like this is going to have a reverberating effect through the energetic spiritual spheres, through like interdimensionally. And so it's like it's resonating love out into the universe. Next, we have card number 7, Burning Bowl Ritual. So this could be advice to like take those things that are from the past, that have hurt you, that make you angry, that are like things you're done with. And you could actually do a burning bowl ritual if you can do that safely, or somehow after you write those things out, to destroy it in some way, rip it up, bury it, give it as an offering to your new life. Yeah, and I feel like that'll be a cleansing thing for you. Also, you could use Palo Santo, you could use sage, and cleanse your spaces, cleanse yourself. So I feel like I feel like you're just getting clear and you're purifying your intentions and your desires, and like getting clear on all of that and then taking action towards that in one way or another. Interestingly, it's the same mudra he's holding that there was a mudra we talked about in pile 1. And he's holding that mudra. Okay. Next we have card number 30, the Garden and the Gate. So the Garden and the Gate talks about, having prosperity, having success. And it talks about being in the safety of your own garden and being able to enjoy those things and enjoying your prosperity. But it feels like also there's a bigger world out there. And, so you may have to, in order to experience more in your spiritual journey, you may have to leave the safety of where you've known, of where you've been before. And this may be what you're contemplating. Maybe you're contemplating a career change, a life change, having children, or maybe you're coming to the point of children being raised, or it's like you're just coming to, like, you've enjoyed something, you lived a certain way, you've invested in something, maybe it's a spiritual path, maybe you're being called to deviate from that and move to a new path. Whatever this is for you, and this says the presence of love will always cast out fear. Tap into that space of love. What do you love? What do you actually want? Is this what you want? You can stay in this garden. You can enjoy the garden that you've created. But there's also a world of expansion for you. And I feel like you're curious about it and you want to explore it. And I feel you're being called in your next steps in your spiritual journey to start exploring, take a new adventure, explore more of the world, more of your gifts, more of what you want to experience in this life, and not to be satisfied. I mean, if you want to be satisfied with the status quo, cool. I mean, whatever makes you happy. But if it's not making you happy, it's time to expand. And even if you're fearful, to step out of that gate. And I feel also this garden here, this place of safety, is a place you can return to. And I feel like developing this inner garden of love and of home, like within yourself, then you'll always be at home wherever you go. You'll always be at safety, in a place of safety, in a place of love, if you've built that inner temple of love. So you may also be like building that inner temple of love and home and peace, so you can always be at home wherever you go. And finally, we have card number 28, knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. So you could be connecting to your ancestors, and this person is connecting from above. So maybe your ancestors are giving you messages. Also, the Page of Pentacles is about learning something new. Maybe you're being called to learn something new, to read a book, to, like I said, explore a different spiritual path, or explore different spiritual practices. Like you're being called like out of the box, or out of the place that you have been, out of what you've known, to start, planting those seeds. And I feel like you would know if this is for you. You're being called to do something new, do something different, to learn. So if there's a book or a course, or if there's like a place of worship you wanted to explore, or a place in nature you wanted to explore, there's something new coming for you, and there's something new calling you. I feel like you're being called. You're being called to a new place, a call to a place to, reevaluate what you value, what you love, what you desire, what your passions are, and to explore new things. And it doesn't mean you have to change your religion, believe something different. It's like an exploration here. So we do have Aries energy. We have a 1 and a 10, a 7 and a 3, 30 and 28, another 10. 2 10s. We had 2 10s in pile 1 as well. The message was basically different. 7, divine timing. So it's like, it's the time for this. Like the timing is right. And if you have a 1 here, 10 of cups, and a 10 with a 2 and the 8, it's a new beginning. And the 3 is expansion. Being called to expansion, and now is that time. It's interesting. You have a lot of pinks. You have this pink moon. She has pink on, pink flowers, and all these pinks. There's also reds here, but hot pinks. So pink can be a significant color. That's also one of the colors of the heart chakra. Or wearing pink might be something good for you to do. And the next steps on your spiritual journey. Pink crystals like rose quartz. So that is about all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching this reading. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Namaste. Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This reading is about what are the next steps on your spiritual path. And if you resonate with this reading, please like it, comment down below, and let me know how it resonated. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content like this. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified of new readings that are uploaded. And if you would like a personal and private reading, I do have an Etsy shop. The link is in the description box down below. And you can also email me if you would like a reading. And that's about it. So let's get into your reading. This is your reading if you chose this Muladhara card, which is the root chakra. And I am going to be reading from the book for more insight. It's not a very long reading. If I can find this a little bit quickly. Here we go. Muladhara, the root chakra. You have arrived in a place where you are very grounded in life. Your ideal home is in the process of manifestation, and you are setting roots where you are. This reflects the deep healing work you have done to undo the ancestral ties that were previously holding you back. When you heal your personal life, you heal the lives of all of those who came before you and all who came after you. Ancestral hardships such as poverty, immigration, war, slavery, and abuse have come to an end, and you have set the path for a new way of being for all of your ancestors to come. Thank you for doing this work and anchoring deeply within. It is only when you heal the root that the tree can grow. So this could be saying that you have done this work, or this could be also part of what's on your spiritual path here of healing your ancestral lines. And it's like the buck stops here, the buck stops with you. There are things like generational curses, and science is becoming aware that genetically these things such as war and abuse, and they continue within us genetically, and I'm probably not saying that in a scientific way at all, but there is a reality to it. But what you choose to do and not do, and the healing you choose to create, can change the expression of your genes. And I feel like this, you've been doing it within your life, and you've had successes, and I feel like there is somewhat of a continuation here. You could be doing inner child work. That's a big one. This is because it's also working on, different things that happened in like the very earliest stages of your life, if you have any memories surrounding that. But I definitely feel like you're working on healing those issues, healing issues regarding safety, security, feeling at home, feeling like you have a stable place in the world, being connected to the earth. Like a lot of people who have abuse in their childhood, they end up like camping in their higher chakras. Generally, we do become more spiritual and more intellectual, more contemplative, different things like that when we've had disturbances in our childhoods, especially early childhood. So I feel like you are getting more rooted and working on things related to your root chakra here as the next steps in your spiritual path. Red can be significant. Wearing red, you may like the color red or be drawn to it. Next we have death. So I feel like you are like completely cutting off ties with generational curses, ancestral curses, whatever happened in your familial line, if there were addictions, if there was abuse, any of those things, it feels like you are putting an absolute end to it, not to revisit it again. You were not forced to take on this responsibility, but it feels like you are the one who has the power to end these cycles. You may have been incarnated for this very thing. Oh, interestingly, I wanted to bring this up because right before I started your reading, the song that was going through my mind is the Hotel California. So if you wanted to look up those lyrics. But it's like you are like a very powerful person within your generations, and you're changing it for all subsequent generations. The power of this is like massive. Black cats could be significant to you. Yeah, you're cutting it off. See, he has a sword. And he's like, this is the end of that. The end of it. It ends with you. And in this life, as you are, maybe it's not something you chose per se, but it is something you are doing because you have the power to do it. And we have the Fool. So you're starting a whole new cycle. Like, you're changing things for generations. And I feel like this death energy and the Muladhara chakra are pretty heavy energies, but then we get into Aquarius. And Aquarius is the water bearer. And Aquarius is the humanitarian, someone who connects worldwide. And it's like you are completely like opening up a brand new path for yourself and for all those who come after you. And it's like the energy lightens up so much for you here. It's like you can fly. And now I'm getting R. Kelly, I believe I can fly. Definitely listen to the lyrics of that. I feel that's significant. I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly, I believe. Is it R. Kelly? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not R. Kelly. But anyway, I Believe I Can Fly. You'll find it. You'll find it. Yeah, so we have Scorpio here as well, as Aquarius. It's like you go from this heavy energy to just like you're breathing out, you're getting lighter. It's like I feel like you're gonna feel the weight of that energy cut off. You may be doing cutting cord rituals, full-on ancestral healing sessions, whether it's working with crystals or doing the meditations, Reiki, like doing spells around it. You're like cutting that off, and it's like the energy, it's like being tethered. You were tethered to the ground, and like where you couldn't move, like it was an immovable mountain, an immovable stone, but you've done the work and you're releasing, and it's like you cut that cord and then you just are light as air and you're flying. And with the Ten of Wands, this was a lot of hard work. We had the Ten of Wands in the first reading as well. So there's definitely a crossover. And with this 10 of Wands, I feel like I said, that heaviness, but it's like cutting that burden. I feel like you've borne the burdens of others, like not only your own burden, but it's like that's being cut off. And you're going to be able to just be free and live your own life. It's like you have accomplished this. And I mean, be proud. Be freaking proud of yourself, because you've done a feat that many of those in your generations just did not have the power to do, or maybe they weren't born in the right time, in the era, in the space, or have a long enough life, who knows, to do these things. But you were imbued with those things that made you able to, or maybe you were the one specifically called to do this. But I feel like you're going to be able to drop that burden, release that burden, and be light and free as the next steps on your spiritual path. And it's like a whole new, like, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. It's like your path has opened up wide, and you're free, and you're lighter, and yeah, you're just lighter. I feel like these burdens are releasing and falling off of your shoulders. Next we have Lady Portia, Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. I feel like you have done the right thing. You have been doing the right thing. And you're going to see the results of your action. And I feel like you're going to feel much lighter. And we have Amethyst here. So it's like you're going to know. You're going to know. You're going to have clear sight and clear vision of how the work you have done, the inner work, the inner child work, the spiritual work, the physical work that you have done, and how that has affected your ancestral line. You're going to be able to get a clear vision of that and see what a great feat that is. But like, I feel like it's more was, like you're releasing it. You're cutting the cords. You've cut the cords. You're releasing the burdens. You've done the work. And I feel like you're coming more into a place of prosperity, of clear vision, of clarity, of seeing things as they are. Like, yeah. And here we have joy is the ultimate creator. So yeah, you're coming into that more light place, that place of joy, the place of freedom, the place of lightness. Your frequency is rising. You're going to be you're going to have more energy. I feel like I'm breathing freely, like with some of the heavier energies here. Felt like such a big weight, and was even hard to breathe. And I feel that there is more of a lightness coming in on the next steps on your spiritual path, a greater joy and freedom. And it's just, I want to take a deep breath. It's like able to breathe. You can breathe. Like the next steps on your path, I feel, are steps of lightness, steps of enjoyment, steps of freedom. Like, I feel like it's kind of like vacation time. Like you've done all this work, and it's time spiritually to enjoy, just to freaking enjoy, you know? Next, card number 45, sing, dance, play. You know, play with your spirit guides. I don't know. Like, just listen to music. Like I've gotten, some songs for you. Listen to music, uplifting music, and um, uplifting frequencies. And like it's time to be uplifted, to be free, to be joyful, to breathe, to freaking breathe, to rest, to enjoy life, to enjoy things. And I really feel like that's what it is. And see your hair, maybe dye your hair a bunch of colors, let your hair down, be free, have fun, enjoy yourself, do whatever you can to enjoy yourself. I think enjoyment is the next step on your spiritual path. Enjoying life, like traveling, going on an adventure, if that's something you like. But, if nothing else, like in your bedroom, sing into a hairbrush, dance, go to the water, go swimming, go boating, skiing, I don't know. But enjoying your life. Do things that you enjoy. And we have 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So you have the 6th chakra here, and I think the 6th chakra is also highlighted here because we do have this purple indigo color. So I feel like your intuition is increasing. I feel like you can read people, you can read energies, you can read situations. I think that's heightening for you. You may be working on your 6th chakra, so you can open your third eye even further. I feel it is open, and I feel you're getting even more clear insight. Your intuition is heightening. Any psychic gifts that you want to work on, I feel like are going to expand. I feel like you can read energy like nobody's business, and that's even heightening more, and that may be something you're going to be working on. And then card number 38, Divine Guidance. Whispers from the beings who shine. Let their message be clear and kind. So I feel like you're going to be able to teach others about the things you have gone through in some way, shape, or form through some kind of a creative endeavor. Maybe it is through singing, but it's going to be in a place of joy. I think you can be free. You can be free on your next steps. And you'll be guided. You'll be guided to where you need to go. But I feel like it's time to explore and enjoy and be happy. I mean, you could be enjoying working on your third eye, enjoy connecting with your spiritual guides. Whatever you enjoy spiritually, to do more of that, to indulge. I feel it's time to indulge in what makes you happy, like genuinely happy. Like not to, I feel like you get a break. Like I feel like you've done such hard work. Physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You've gone through the shit. And it's time to be released. You're getting cut. You've cut the cords. You're rising higher. Your frequency is rising. And it's time to enjoy. Have fun. Like I said, I do feel like you read energy like nobody's business. And I feel those gifts are heightening. There is clarity. A lot of clarity. Like I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. You see, I feel like you can see into the spiritual realm. You can read energy. This is just your abilities, especially for what you've been through. And I feel it comes naturally to you. Your third eye is very open. So any meditations or anything you do in that regard, I feel can only make it stronger, but there is like this clear path ahead of you. It's like the clouds have opened up and the sun is shining and you are free. You've done it. You've done the work. It's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. That is just what I feel for you. I feel like your spirit guides are celebrating you. It's like, I feel spiritually, like, I feel this is your energy spiritually. That's what you look like in the spirit. This iridescent, these purples, these whites. I feel like energetically you look like this. I mean, what a beautiful spiritual being, right? And that's you. So I feel like you've graduated. I feel like you're being celebrated, and this is time for you to be free and to celebrate on your spiritual journey here. So that is what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that inspired you, encouraged you, and gave you some insight. And I thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Namaste.